Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Colourpop foundation review, and everyone has been super duper duper hyped about the Colourpop foundation, and for good reason, because they're only $12, which is honestly a price that you can't beat. Today I'm going to actually show you guys how I apply the product, and then I'm going to give you guys my 100% honest review, because I think I'm probably one of the only people on this planet that isn't on Colourpop's PR list, and I think that that makes a huge difference in kind of like how honest I am with the product. So I'm gonna be telling you guys exactly how I feel about it. I've had this product I had it yesterday and today, and I wore it all day yesterday, so I kind of have a really good idea of what the product actually feels and wears and looks like on the skin. So without further ado, here is my review. So the color that I'm going to be using today is Light 50, and this color is a pretty good match for me, but I will get into the whole everything, basically the whole review part of the foundation, or I already have gotten into it. I don't know where I'm gonna put the application process. I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush. This is just what I always use, and you guys can see the product is kind of watery, and I have one pump on my hand right now, and I'm just gonna be applying that. So you guys can see that because I am dry, the product doesn't really spread as easily as I would like it to, but it is a pretty good match with my neck, which I'm very happy about. You guys can see that I have a little bit of scarring and stuff. So just to show you guys the coverage of the actual foundation, it does have really nice coverage. And you guys can see that it is still drying down, but you guys can tell that the actual application process, it does kind of look a little dewy, but it does dry down into a matte. A lot of separation right around my nose area, and it takes a while for me to blend this product out. It's not as seamless blending as, let's say, my Maybelline Fit Me is, and it does kind of get cracky in these areas. And I usually don't put a lot of foundation in my T-zone because I don't really need it. Most of my foundation is mostly focused on these areas right here, but it does have a really nice coverage. I do like the way it covers everything, and the color is actually really good for my skin tone personally. But like I said, you can see a lot of cracks and just a little bit of discrepancy in these areas right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup so you guys see the way it looks with everything on. So here is what my face looks like with all of my product on. I didn't put on any highlighter, by the way. So if you're not familiar with Colourpop, Colourpop is basically a company based in Los Angeles, I believe it's in Los Angeles, and they create super inexpensive, great products. Some of their products I absolutely love, some of them I really don't like, but it's kind of hit and miss. I mean, it's so inexpensive. A lot of their products are really great for the price. So that's why when they came out with their no filter foundation, I was super excited. I was like, oh my god, yes, Colourpop is gonna kill it. It's gonna be great, and it's only $12. This foundation claims to be matte finish. I don't think it says that it's long wearing. It's a lightweight feel, and yeah, that's what they kind of explained this foundation to be like. So I think to begin, they kind of created a foundation that would kind of suit everybody's skin. It comes in a huge array of colors, which is very awesome to see. I think that ever since Fenty Beauty came out, a lot of foundation companies or a lot of makeup companies feel the pressure of making a line that kind of suits everybody's skin tone, which I'm so happy about, because when I worked at Sephora, that was such an issue for me when I would do someone's makeup and I couldn't find a color dark enough. It was just really aggravating and annoying. So I'm happy that a lot of companies are kind of realizing that it's not right to make 5,000 shades of porcelain and make 3 shades that are dark enough for women of color. So kudos to Colourpop for coming out right out the gate with a bunch of colors. So I got 3 colors because I was indecisive. So I got medium 80, light 50, and light 55. I believe I used light 50 today, but I'll go back and check, or like I'm gonna show you guys in the try on portion of this video. So yeah, 3 of these colors, I'm really impressed with the colors that they have, because I feel like the light 55 is pink, but it's not super duper pink. And then the light 50, once again, has that yellow tone, but it's not like, oh my god, this is so yellow, I can't even wear it. Packaging wise, it comes in a glass bottle, no cap, which is, I don't know. I don't really like the idea of having no cap. I think that I wouldn't be okay traveling with this. It does have like a lock. So like you open it and it squirts, and then you close it and it locks. But I don't know if I'd be okay traveling with something like this. I talk about the consistency a little bit in my try on portion, but the consistency is kind of watery, as you guys can see. So it does have like that watery feel to it. When applying the product, it doesn't feel as wet as one would think. It kind of dries down a little fast. It is a matte formula, so it's not going to be as luminous as I would prefer it to be. But once again, they didn't say that it was going to be luminous. It is a matte formula. My skin type is dry, very dry, and I have a little bit of oiliness right in my T-zone, but usually matte foundations don't really sit well on my skin because I am super dry. I have sensitive skin, so a lot of things will break my skin out, but it's not sensitive to the point where like I have to be very, very careful. So here is medium 80, and you guys can see it kind of has that like orangey, I mean not orangey in a bad way, but just like that tan color, right? Like this is probably the color, I bought this color for when I spray tan, and I think it's gonna be pretty great for a spray tan color. So there's the medium 80, and then I'm gonna be swatching light 55 right next to it. Light 55 has that pinky tone like I was talking about. I put way too much for that swatch, I apologize. But there is light 55, you guys can see, very kind of like that pinky neutral color. So there is that pinky neutral light color. And then last but not least, I have light 50, and light 50 has that yellow tone to it. So there is that. So you guys can see that there is a big time difference between these 2 colors, even though they're right next to each other. So when purchasing this product, just make sure you kind of do your research as far as swatches goes. But yeah, big time difference between colors that are right next to each other. I think this is kind of like the NC NW situation at MAC. So you have like your very pink and then your very yellow, blah 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 blah. So of course my gardeners decided to show up right now, so I'm gonna try to talk over them as much as I possibly can. I'm very, very sorry, but we are almost done with the video. I just want to do like an all over review of the product. So if you do have dry skin, you're probably not gonna like the way this sits on your skin. In my very, very dry areas, it is kind of like clinging to my dry spots. It does have extremely good coverage. You guys can totally see like it covered everything, and I used 2 pumps of product, and I think the only reason why I needed 2 pumps was because my skin is so dry, so it's kind of hard for me to blend out. But if you do have kind of like an oilier skin, or you really moisturize your face with a super creamy moisturizer, it's probably going to be easier for you to blend. I applied my usual makeup, so I did the Makeup Revolution concealer, my Laura Mercier setting powder, and then I just did some NYX bronzer. And I do like the way pretty much everything sits on top of the foundation. I do have a problem where I feel like some foundations, a lot of my products don't sit well on it, but I do like the way everything looks. I didn't apply any highlighter, so you guys can see the natural kind of finish of the actual foundation itself. I don't feel like it's like that powdery matte. I do think it still gives me a little bit of something, but that might just be from the serum that I used before applying the actual foundation itself. I'm always gonna give you guys an honest review on every single product. I think that a lot of the like raving reviews are probably coming from the fact that The product itself is only $12. And yes, that is amazing that the price point is so low, but I think that this day and age, like now especially, so many products are amazing at the drugstore. You have Maybelline Fit Me, you have the L'Oreal Infallible, which are just amazing products, and they're lower than $12. But I will say this, price point aside, brand aside, everything aside, this is a really pretty foundation. It sits really well on the skin. It's full coverage, especially if you're on a budget and you're looking for a full coverage matte foundation. I mean, this looks really, really nice. The cover, like, the coverage stays on throughout the day. I will say though, yesterday when I wore it, it did get a little bit patchy in these areas right here. But usually when I do wear foundation, that is my like problem area. I will kind of get patchy over here, and I think that's because I go like this a lot and I touch my right ears a lot. So that just kind of comes with the wear. I think I'm going to give this foundation a solid 4 hours of perfect wear. And then after the 4th hour, for me, it started getting a little bit just like patchy and like not as perfect, but that usually happens with every foundation. I mean, there is no foundation that kind of sits on my skin amazingly for the whole night. So I hope I didn't miss anything in this review. I feel like I've been talking for a long time, but I'm probably gonna miss something. My overall thoughts on this foundation, it's a great foundation. Probably stay away from it if you have like a super dry skin type. If you're someone that likes full coverage matte foundations, then you're gonna love this one. It's not as heavy, by the way, as some other full coverage foundations that I've tried, which is also a big plus. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and leave me some things that you guys want me to review down below and I will get to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.